Hi, and welcome to another product video from Compound Security Systems. I'm Si Morris, and in this video I'm going to give you a basic overview of the Mobeye Waterguard FS. FS stands for float sensor. There's also a separate unit called the LS, which is for leak sensing. Now the great thing about the Waterguard FS is that it can be used to either inform you when water levels get too high or when water levels get too low, simply by changing a programming command. Knowing when water levels are too low is very useful for farmers who want to monitor water troughs, pond and river levels, etc. But whatever you're going to use the Waterguard to monitor, you can rest assured that the Mobeye product range is well made and highly reliable. Okay, so here's the Waterguard along with everything that comes in the box. The Waterguard runs on two CR123 lithium batteries for about a year under normal operating conditions. But if you have mains power available, Mobeye also sell a 12-volt power supply for it. The batteries are then used as an emergency backup in the event of a power failure. Also, another function of the Waterguard is that when powered from the mains, the device also acts as a power failure alarm and will alert you to power failures and power restoration if you want it to by SMS and/or a phone call. But if you know you're only going to use it on battery, the good thing is you don't need to buy the 12-volt adapter. Typically, the Waterguard is used to monitor water tanks and rivers and alert users when levels are too high. As you can see here in this example, the float closes the circuit when the water level pushes it up, and this alerts users by either SMS message and a phone call, or just a text, or just a call. The unusual thing about the Waterguard is that simply by reprogramming its input from normally open going closed to normally closed going open, which is done via a simple text message, you can use the float like this in order to be notified when water levels drop too much. So now this little unit will not only tell you about water levels, but power failure as well. And it doesn't stop there. There's an additional input on the unit also, and this means that you can connect a PIR motion sensor or magnetic door contacts, which will notify you by SMS and/or phone call if someone's in the area or has opened a door or left a door open too long. Great for temperature controlled areas such as server rooms and greenhouses, etc. So it's an entry-exit alarm as well. Now that's a lot of tech for a little over £130 including VAT. Here you can see I've inserted the SIM card along with the two CR123 lithium batteries and connected the 12-volt power supply, the float sensor and a magnetic contact. It's important that each of these are connected to the correct terminal with power on the far left and input 1 in the middle, which must have the float sensor wired to it. So from left to right we have the positive and negative 12-volt power in wires, 2 wires for input 1 float sensor and 2 wires for input 2, which in this case is the magnetic contact. By the way, you can extend these cables up to around 5 meters, but make sure you use a waterproof connecting block for any cable extensions. So now you have a basic understanding of the physical setup, let's move on to programming the device for operation. Remember, we're setting it up for 2 telephone numbers, increased water level alarm, power failure alarm and door open too long alarm. Now I'm going to program up this Waterguard FS for a horticultural client who wants to use it in a commercial greenhouse. The client wants 2 telephone numbers set up along with power failure, high water level and door open too long alerts. When you're ready to begin programming your unit, make sure the SIM card is installed and you have the batteries ready. Once you insert the batteries, you have 3 minutes to begin programming the unit. Otherwise you need to remove the batteries and start again. Don't worry about any messages you receive from the Waterguard during the programming procedure. There are various default settings enabled already, and as we've inserted the batteries, the unit will start sending alerts based on its factory settings. When we've completed the programming, we'll send a request to the unit asking it to confirm all its settings. So first of all, I'll program in the administrator's phone number. And we do that by entering the security code at the beginning of each command, 1111, that's the factory default security code, but you can change that. Then a space, then the command tel1 colon and then the number, no spaces, 07957 561 and we just click to send that. So that command has gone. But we need a second number programmed in, so we'll repeat that using tel2, so 1111 space tel2 colon and then a second number. And send that. Okay, so that's the telephone numbers programmed in. To program in up to 3 more numbers, you can repeat this process using the commands tel3, tel4 and tel5. Next, I'm going to create a name for the unit. If you're using more than one device, this will save a lot of confusion later. And we do that by entering the code again, 1111 and a space, then the command name, colon, and we'll call it Mobeye Float 1. Okay, and we send that. Now we need to set up some custom text messages that will be sent to the mobile numbers we put in earlier. For input 1, which is the float sensor, we want a couple of messages, one for each state. There are factory set as default, but I'll show you how to do it for future reference or in case you get yourself muddled up and accidentally change them. The first message is for when the water level goes out of our maximum required level. So enter the security code 1111, a space, and then the command text 1 colon, and we'll call it simply water alarm and send that. Okay, the second message is for if or when the water level goes back within the required range, and that is 1111 space text 2 colon water level okay, I think is sufficient. The third message is to inform us that when the greenhouse door has been opened too long, and this one is 1111 space and the command text 3 colon, and let's call it door open and send that. Now we need to program the inputs themselves, so each input knows the way the device connected to it works. The float sensor is attached to input 1, and the float sensor is a normally open going closed device when used in the standard way. So we need to the input set to normally open going closed. It is set to normally open by default, but again, just in case you change it accidentally or for future use, here's how to do it. 1111 space and then command type in 1, type input 1 colon, and then we need it to be normally open, so that's NO, and send that. Now we need to tell input 2, which is a magnetic door contact attached to it, which way the contact works. In this case, the contact is normally closed going open, the other way around to the last one. So we tell the input to be normally closed going open like this. 1111 space and the command type in 2 colon NC for normally closed, and we send that. Now, as it is, the mobile will send an alarm every time the door is opened, which is good for some applications, but in this case we're not concerned with the door being opened or closed. We just want to make sure if it's not left open for too long, as this will cause a temperature drop in the greenhouse. Excuse me. That will cause a temperature drop in the greenhouse. What I'm going to do now is set an alarm delay for magnetic contact of 10 minutes. This means that the unit won't alert me to the door being open unless it stays open for more than 10 minutes. So we go ahead and do that. 1111 space and then the command delay 2, because it's input 2 colon 600 seconds 10 minutes. Obviously there are times when you just don't hear your phone, so it's useful to set a repeat alarm time. This will resend the alarm SMS alarm text to the mobile numbers again if the unit is still in the alarm state after a specific length of time that you set. For example, if I set the repeat to 4 hours, the unit will message me again in 4 hours. However, if the door is closed or the water level returns to normal within those 4 hours, it won't repeat the alarm SMS message. So we're going to go ahead and put in a repeat alarm for 4 hours here, which is 1111 space and then the command repeat colon 4 for 4 hours. Now, if knowing when the mains power has failed, as it has done with this horticultural client in the past, then it's possible to set a power failure alarm alert, and we can do that by entering 1111 space and then power message, all one word, and then a colon and then alarm. And as I did just now with the door contact alarm, we can set a delay period so that if power comes back on within a reasonable time, you won't receive the alarm. In this case, we're happy to wait 15 minutes before it's a problem. So we set it to 15 like so. 1111 space and then the command delay pow colon 15 minutes. Now, pretty much the last function we want to set is the test message or heartbeat message. This is a message the unit sends out at intervals that you specify, just to let you know it's okay if it's armed or disarmed and the battery level. This can be disabled if you don't want the message, or set anywhere from 1 to 30 days, but frankly, if you've gone to the trouble and expense of buying this unit, you should probably set it to send you a message once a day. So we do that simply by entering the security code again, 1111 and a space, and then the command test:1 for 1 day. Okay, that completes the programming we need for this particular horticultural application. That all looks good, but don't take my word for it. Let's see. To check all the settings on the Waterguard, all we have to do is send it the following command: 1111 space set ? And then wait a few moments. And there we are, everything programmed in as we need. All that needs to be done now is the installation in whatever location you're going to use it. So that's how you set up a Mobeye Waterguard FS. Simple, really. The great thing about Mobeye is that all their products have the same menu structure, so once you've programmed one unit, you can pretty much program any of them. Thanks for watching, and remember, Compound Security Systems for all your wireless detection and signaling needs.